He'd forgotten all about the people in cloaks until he passed a group of them next to the baker's. He eyed them angrily as he passed. He didn't know why, but they made him uneasy. This bunch were whispering excitedly too, and he couldn't see a single collection tin. It was on his way back past them, clutching a large doughnut in the bag, that he caught a few words of what they were saying. "The Potters, that's right. That's what I heard. Yes, their son Harry." Mr. Dursley stopped dead. Fear flooded him. He looked back at the whisperers, as if he wanted to say something to them. But thought better of it. He dashed back across the road and hurried up to his office, snapped at his secretary not to disturb him, seized his telephone, and had almost finished dialing his home number when he changed his mind. He put the receiver back down and stroked his moustache, thinking, no, he was being stupid. Potter wasn't such an unusual name. He was sure there were lots of people called Potter who had a son called Harry. Come to think of it, he wasn't even sure his nephew was called Harry. He had never seen the boy. It might have been Harvey or Harold. There was no point in worrying Mrs. Dursley. She always got so upset at any mention of her sister. He didn't blame her if he'd had a sister like that. But all the same, those people in cloaks. He found it a lot harder to concentrate on the drills that afternoon. When he had left the building at 5 o'clock, he was still so worried that he walked straight into someone just outside the door. Sorry, he grunted, as the tiny old man stumbled and almost fell. It was a few seconds before Mr. Dursley realised that the man was wearing a violet cloak. He didn't seem at all upset about being almost knocked to the ground. On the contrary, his face split into a wide smile, and he said in a squeaky voice that made a passerby stare, "Don't worry, my dear sir, for nothing could upset me today. Rejoice, for you know who has gone at last. Even Muggles, like yourself, should be celebrating. This is a happy, happy day." And the old man hugged Mr. Dursley, around the middle and walked off. Mr. Dursley stood rooted to the spot. He'd been hugged by a complete stranger. He also thought he'd been called a Muggle, whatever that was. He was rattled. He hurried to his car and set off for home, hoping he was imagining things. He'd never hoped before, because he didn't approve of imagination. As he pulled into the driveway of number 4 Privet Drive, the first thing he saw, and it hadn't improved his mood, was the tabby cat he had spotted that morning. It was now sitting on his garden wall. He was sure it was the same one. It had the same markings around its eyes. "Shoo!" said Mr. Dursley loudly. The cat didn't move. It just gave him a stern look.